When I went in at like 10 till, what was it, 10 till 11 or whatever, I thought the game was at 11:40. So I'm like, oh, we don't need to leave. And then I get back and this and I wait till this. Oh, oh. It just ever since way back when it still has not that covered. I know it's fine. I know. I probably would use someone else. Oh my god! It's all good. Hey. No.
Well, welcome again. SammyVision back on the air. Just hours after a disappointing game last night, but here we are live with your host Sam Shalia on SammyVision at the scene of the crime from yesterday, back here at Lewis Center, Rink 3 of Chiller North, for your Westerville Varsity Warcats, this time taking on Olentangy Berlin. The first meeting of these two organizations since Berlin has gotten a hockey team, or since Berlin's become a school, and Berlin wearing the powder blue uniforms, blue on blue on blue. A lot of different shades of blue, and the Warcats will be wearing their home whites today. The Warcats reportedly without Caleb Bussey and Alex Snyder today. Bussey still getting over his illness, and Alex Snyder feeling a little bit under the weather this morning, but going to see if he can make it this evening for the game in Dublin against Talawanda. The Warcats, their losses are starting to pile up, and they're starting to pile up in a very destructive way. They're trying to hold on to being one of the top 12 teams in the state of Ohio to make the state tournament. And after a game like last night, it's got to be slowly slipping away. This Olentangy Berlin team is something of an enigma. The games that I've seen them play, they have one of the best top lines. Their top skaters can skate with probably anybody in the state. Not too bad second and third lines, but as with any team, you've got to beat them at their depth. And you can say the same about the Warcats. In fact, even more so maybe. The Warcats' top line, top few, maybe handful of skaters can skate with anybody, and then serious depth issues down the lineup that led to the game-winning goal, a breakaway, winning the third period by the Canton Akron Jets. And that sealed it. Of course, the Warcats were without Cullen Hassel for an entire period after taking a 5-minute major with a 10-minute misconduct tacked onto that as well. So we are playing 15-minute periods, and that was 15 minutes just in that one fell swoop. And when you miss the production of Cullen Hassel, the offense does languish some. It was Cullen Hassel and Andrew Reisner with the goals for the Warcats yesterday. So the Warcats still stuck on 10 wins for the season, and are going to have to bring a better effort today against both this Olentangy Berlin team, and then later today at the Chiller Dublin, we'll be taking on Talawanda. Elawanna High School from kind of southwestern Ohio. I believe it's Montgomery County that Elawanna High School is in. Not too far from Oxford, Ohio. Warcats were without Wilson Cooper Huber yesterday on defense. He is back in the lineup today, I see. I believe it's only Caleb Bussey and Alex Snyder with the scratchers. And as always, if we notice any other lineup changes, we point them out as we move along. It was young Will Carone in the net yesterday getting the start. Look to see perhaps Aiden Mukovitz, the senior, taking his turn between the pipes today. And for Berlin, we'll see if we get Alex Cunningham perhaps in that. Old teammate of a few of these Warcat players from travel hockey days. Good to see Cunningham on the ice. And Mrs. Cunningham in attendance. And who knows, maybe even Mr. Cunningham is listening. And it does look like Alex Cunningham is going to get the start, number 35, between the pipes down there for Berlin. The Warcats yet to send their lineup out, getting instructions from the bench. And it's Will Carone getting the start again, so we're not going to see Aiden Mukovitz versus Alex Cunningham. In that they two used to be teammates, both goaltenders for the Columbus Capitals travel team. The Warcats starting with Santos Shalia, Cedric Collins, and Josh Tidd getting the left wing start on the first line today. Sheely and there's a save right off the bat for Carone. It's Sheely and Andrew Reisinger, the captain, for the Warcats blue line. Shalia stepping in to take the face-off. Berlin center jump. The referee lets him reset, and Berlin wins the face-off back to the blue line. Long shot. It hits Sheely in front, picked up by Shalia. Shalia feeding it up to Collins. Collins gets it ahead. Chasing after it is Tidd. Tidd backhands it in below that goal line, picked up by Berlin now near side. Berlin coming up there, trying to navigate through all kinds of traffic, deep in his own net. Puck there hits the post. Josh Tidd, as a winger, he needs to do more with that puck. He skated it into traffic and lost it to Berlin and set up that opportunity. Shalia now with the puck. Shalia skating it out of the zone and sends it in and heads to the bench, avoiding a check by Scanlon. Berlin breaking it out of their zone. Eber with a shot that goes wide of the net. Far side, David Reisinger going after it. There's a shot that goes wide of the net again by Berlin. Berlin with the first few chances so far. DJ Bridge with it. Bridge flips it up to the blue line and then poked out by Cullen Hassel. Picked up there by Berlin. There's a shot. It's deflected. Goes into the corner. Far corner now. Andrew Reisinger with it. He gets by one person. Now not able to get it out of the line. It comes back into the Warcat zone and deep. Owen Hood sends it to the corner. Picked up by Berlin. Back to the blue line. Rogers with a shot that goes up high off the glass in behind the net. All the way back up to the blue line where Berlin keeps it in again. Far side now skating it from that half wall. Berlin, Owen Hood all over that player. Hassel comes in to help out. Loose puck there being dug at. Dug out by Berlin now behind the Warcat goal. Berlin still with that puck. Still with it. Scanlon. It looked like deflection out in front. Had Carone going the wrong way. Now cleared by the Warcats. And David Reisinger trying to get a step on the defense of Berlin, but it was Berlin's number 13 who was able to get down the ice and get to it first. Rogers for Berlin, number 27, bringing up on the left side, trying to get around Nixon to the net. Shot, save made, puck just sitting there in front of the crease, here to the far corner. Number 9 for Berlin going in and trying to dig that out against Wickheiser. Wickheiser not having any of it. Now again, loose puck squirts out in front of the net. McDaniel for Berlin plays it back in below the goal line. Wickheiser trying to send it up the far side to hit a couple bodies, and Berlin able to keep it in. Certainly the ice is tilted at the beginning of this game. A lot of the action taking place in the Warcat zone. Berlin with the puck in the Warcat zone. There's a backhand attempt to the front of the net. Save made by Carone, who hangs on as he's getting poked at by several players in front. 11:45 remaining in the first period, a scoreless game. But Berlin with 4 shots on net early. The Warcats none so far. Shalia Collins and Josh Tidback out there. Nicholas Crone and Sheely, the defenders. Collins trying to slide that across to Tid. Picked off by Berlin, who comes into the Warcat zone. There's a shot deflected near side wide of the net. Comes back to the left point. There's a shot saved made. I believe that Carone got just a piece of that and able to send it into the corner. Berlin again able to keep that in. Now passed out by Crone. Nicholas Crone up to Collins. Collins loses it as he tried to toe drag. The puck rolls into Berlin zone. In behind the play now on the near half wall. Collins loses the puck, and it's Berlin bringing it out. Tid dumps the puck in and absorbs a hit at the blue line. Shalia in trying to forward check. Berlin comes up near side and then escapes the zone at the blue line. And Andrew Reiser absolutely levels number 7 to Coney. He sent him hard to the ice as he was playing that puck in neutral zone. An open ice hit. And going to the bench is number 7 for Berlin after absorbing that check. Puck comes in past Aiden Whaley. Berlin into forecheck. Andrew Reisinger back on it again. Reisinger spins it around to Aiden Whaley, near corner. Now up the boards it goes and out of the zone. All the way down the ice where it's picked up by Berlin from behind their own goal line. Just over 10 minutes remaining in the first period of a scoreless game. Berlin sends the puck high off the glass. Should be icing. And indeed it is. As they're trying to break it out of the zone. Maybe shooting that puck a little too far, too hard. More than what that Berlin player probably wanted. And indeed it ends up getting down the ice for an icing at 10:08 remaining of the first period. Face off coming to the left of Alex Cunningham and net for Berlin. Puck drop. Berlin wins the face-off back into the near corner. Pinned up against the boards there was David Reisinger and able to keep it in. Andrew Reisinger with a shot that hits a few bodies as it was going wide. Looking for a deflection, perhaps. Far side, Berlin again just chucks it down the ice. We should have icing again. Our referee says it was tipped by Aiden Whaley at the blue line, which it was definitely not, but he may have been able to play. Now Reisinger destroys another Berlin player in behind the play. Whaley throwing his body into that Berlin player, but it was Whaley who was the one worse for the wear. And it looks like number 86 for Berlin sliding that puck out in front. A very skilled player, used to play AAA hockey here locally. Now knocked down with DJ Bridge at the blue line. Berlin now sending it towards the front of the net. Whaley tying his man up nicely and then sent into the Warcats bench by Cooper Kleberger. So Hinton, Fury, and Cooper Kleberger, the forwards for the Warcats. Bryce Wickheiser and Chase Nixon, the defenders. But Berlin keeping it in the Warcat zone at the blue line. Wickheiser draped all over his man in behind that goal line. Hinton sends it up the boards, kept in there at the blue line, and then knocked out by Fury. Colin Fury coming into Berlin zone. Fury with a shot that's deflected wide by number 77 for Berlin. Far side now, Berlin picks up the loose puck and skates it out of their zone. Into the Warcat zone. Nixon leans into his man. Puck comes free to Cooper Kleberger. Cooper Kleberger behind his own net. Comes out near side. Skates it up and gives it to Fury. Fury, cross-ice speed, looking there for Nixon. A little too far for Nixon. Sean Hunt filling in, and he gets a piece of it to Berlin's line, but then back out by Berlin. Will this help?
Maybe. I think we're good right now, though.
Thank you. So Sean Hunt going out there with Shalia and Collins as we reset a face-off just outside the Warcat zone. Shalia wins it to Collins. Collins on the right side. He tries to use the defender as a screen, shoots it, and hits the side of the net. Back to the blue line. Warcat's trying to get it back to Owen Hood at the blue line, and errant pass comes all the way out of his zone. He and Sheely having to get back on it. Collins checked in the boards, but not before he's able to chip it into Berlin's zone. Shelia now into forecheck. Steals the puck from the Berlin player. Sends it out in front. Back to Sheely at the blue line. He fans on it, and we may have a breakaway here for Berlin. Trying to get back with Hood, and Hood did get a stick on that, but deflected just wide. Good job there by Owen Hood. Now the puck is behind the Warcats' net. Thought it might be up on that mesh, maybe to get a face-off. Nothing doing. A Berlin player sent down hard to the ice again. Sean Hunt, far side, leans in to take it and then falls down. And a Berlin player falls down. It's Ian Sheely with it behind his own net. He reverses it right to a Berlin player and then played away nicely by Owen Hood. And then Sean Hunt able to get it out of the zone. Now Berlin trying to catch the Warcats in the change. Number 7, already destroyed by Andrew Reisinger once. He got rid of that puck a lot quicker that time. David Reisinger with it. He sends it into the zone and then chases. Andrew Pollock out there for the first time. His first shift today. There's a shot by Pollock that goes off of an ankle. Now at the side of the net, another shot, this time by David Reisinger. And gloved ahead. A hand pass. Going to bring the faceoff down into the Warcat zone. So a couple good attempts there at the side of the net by both David Reisinger and Cullen Hassel trying to jam it in, but Alex Cunningham equal to that. So the Warcats keeping Pollack out there with Hassel and David Reisinger. And it's Hassel that wins the face-off to Andrew Reisinger. Reisinger gets it caught up in his skates for a second and then centering feed to Hassel out of the zone up to David Reisinger. Back to Hassel. Hassel driving the net and then plays it just wide, sends it back out in front, but it deflects again wide of the net. It was a great passing play there between Reisinger and Hassel. Hassel takes advantage of those plays more often than not. Andrew Reisinger behind his own net. Spins away from number 37, Eber, I believe that is, for Berlin. Bryce Wickeiser trying to flip it up out of the zone. Kept in there by Berlin. Andrew Reisinger back to get it again. Reisinger gets away from one player, gives it up to Pollock. Pollock slides it out of the zone very gingerly and then heads off for a line change. The Warcats have Cooper Kleberger out there with Hinton and Colin Fury. Loose puck, near side, Colin Fury picks it up. Looking to get a cross-ice feed to Cooper Kleberger. Nothing doing there. Ian Sheely back to retrieve. Now Nixon comes around the boards. Berlin's Roger at the blue line. Picks that pass up and backhands it deep into the zone. Ian Sheely again going around the board. This time it awkwardly hits the dasher, and it's going to be icing. Just at the edge of the dasher boards there. And flew down the ice very, very quickly for icing. 5:35 remaining of the first period of a scoreless game so far. Both teams with chances. I would say Berlin probably with a couple more chances. Certainly with more shots. Shalia taking the face off. He's got Collins with him and Josh Tidd. Nixon getting it up to Tidd. Tidd backhands it to Berlin. Berlin's defense now back on that puck. Spinning away from Tidd. Tidd in there forechecking, and the puck comes to Shalia. Good play there. Tidd from the corner. Gets it back to Collins. Collins had to play it with his skate. Collins comes up with it. Shot save made. Rebound attempt. Shalia trying to get to it. And he's tied up by a Berlin player. Now Shalia back to Sheely. Sheely sends it in through a screen, and that hits the goaltender, Cunningham, who pads that aside. Far corner. Berlin trying to get it out again. This is the most sustained pressure the Warcats have had. Comes right out in front. Shot save made. Tid. Tid at the side of the net. Looking to stuff it in. Had Cunningham sliding the opposite direction. He hit the side of the net with it. And then a very quick whistle as the referee thought the net came off of its supports. The referee did readjust it, so perhaps it came off just momentarily, and now the Warcats making a line change here. And it's sending out Hassel, David Reisinger, Cooper Kleberger, it looks like. Hassel leaning in to take the face-off. Referee trying to get him lined up correctly. He's going to toss him now. Tosses both centers. So David Reisinger is going to step in against Ebert. Referee this time does drop the puck. Warcats win it. Cooper Kleberger back to Andrew Reisinger. Reisinger trying to clear some room for himself. Slides it over to Hood. Hood with a shot that goes 10 feet wide of the net and comes out the far side. Hassel able to keep it in from that half goal. Turns around. Shoots that puck just wide. Owen Hood with it. Here's the shot. Steered aside by the paddle of Alex Cunningham. And now it is Berlin who's able to recover. And looked like offsides there at the blue line. Ebert was sending that in just as Scanlon was ahead of the play. Sent to the blue line, kept in by Berlin, and sent right on to Will Carone, who gloves it at the side of the net and hangs on for a face-off. 4:11 remaining of this scoreless first period. DJ Bridge now out there with Shalia and Collins. Ian Sheely going to be paired up on defense with Nicholas Crone. Shalia stepping in to take the face-off. Puck is down. Berlin wins it. Back to their blue line. Sends it in deep. Ian Sheely behind his own goal line. Trying to get a piece of it, but Berlin coming up with it. Now spinning away from Shalia is that Berlin player now behind the net. Berlin playing a two-man game behind that goal line. Now comes back up to the blue line. Now back down to the far half wall. Up to the blue line on that right point. That shot. That's a save made there by Will Carone. Collins, near side, plays it off the boards to Shalia. Shalia gets it back after it hits a skate, dumps it in, and then chases. Collins, DJ Bridge falls down. I was going to say Collins, DJ Bridge, and Shalia all in there to forecheck. But once Bridge fell down, it was an easy exit for Berlin. Sheely all over his man behind the play, and now that Berlin player goes down awkwardly and stays down on the ice momentarily, and we get a whistle. And this, we'll see, should bring the faceoff out of the zone, if anything, but and indeed with a little help from the crowd. The faceoff comes outside the Warcat zone in the neutral zone. 3:17 remaining of this first period. Colin Fury, Hinton, Sean Hunt, your forwards, and Nixon and Whaley, the defenders. Nixon trying to get it up the ice, stolen by Berlin. And this is one of Berlin's, I'm not going to say it's their top line. I don't believe it is their top line. But big number 88, Zielinski, certainly has a lot of skill. Fury backhands that into Berlin's zone, right to Berlin's defender, who then escapes and gets around Hinton twice. Number 3, that is. I think his name is Stanley. There's a shot and save made by Carone. That's Will Carone.
Oh, go for it.
So now we're going to go with Hassel, Pollack, David Reisinger taking that defensive zone face-off. Looks like Nixon and Whaley staying out there on defense. Pollack with it through neutral zone, taken away by Hassel. And then Hassel trying to get him behind the defense. And indeed, Hassel drew the penalty. Good play by Hassel as he was going to get a step on the defense and he was hauled down to the ice, and it's going to be a power play for the Warcats. As Berlin's guilty of what may be, we'll see if the tripping, holding, kind of take your pick, but it's number 27 for Berlin going and slashing. So the one penalty I did not call, but slashing. So the Warcats power play going to go to work. Not very successful yesterday. They do have their moments, though. This time it's going to be Owen Hood and Andrew Reisner in defense with the absence of Alex Snyder. That puck comes right there from that shot. Save made. Another shot save made. Shalia trying to get to it. Point blank range. Cunningham keeping that puck out of the net. Great looks by the Warcats. And Berlin able to clear it down the ice. Shalia Hassel and Collins out there. Back to get it with Andrew Reisinger, who was ridden off the puck. Berlin coming up with it. And now all hands on deck for the Warcats to get back on that puck, to get it away from the 1-4 checking Berlin player. It's Collins bringing up the left side with speed. Collins brings it into Berlin zone. Collins below that goal line pulls up, looking to get it to somebody, stolen away by Berlin, and then sent back down the ice. And again, it's Eber this time, the forecheckers, able to get down into the Warcat zone and keep the puck in deep. You've got to give them credit for the hustle on the penalty kill. Shalia now with it. Shalia back, leaves it there for Reisinger. Reisinger through the neutral zone, sends it back to Sheely. Sheely chips it ahead, trying to get to Shalia. And now it's 3-on-1. Berlin shorthanded coming the other way. A shot that goes over the net. Hassel brings it to Collins. Collins with it. Collins had Shalia with him, and Collins brought it all the way into the zone and then lost it. Reisinger to Hassel. Hassel from the corner. Hassel leaves it there for Collins. Shalia in to help out. Shalia digs it free. Shalia from the corner, back to Collins. Collins skates it back in below that goal line. Now coming out the near side on the backhand. Cycles it in behind the net. 15 seconds on the power play, and it's cleared down by Berlin. 34 seconds remaining in the period. Sheely up at the blue line. He flips it into the zone. Both teams going to be back at full strength here momentarily. Ian Sheely with it, 20 seconds remaining in the period. Goes just wide of the net. David Reisinger to the backhand, to the blue line. It splits the defenders and comes out of the zone where Hinton has to send it back in. Or Hinton retrieves it and sends it back in. Sheely with the puck now from his own blue line. He skates it up to the red line and dumps it in. And there's the horn to end a scoreless first period of play. The Warcats, a couple good looks on that power play. End up with 6 shots on net. Berlin, 9 shots on net. And we take a scoreless game into the second period. The only penalty of the game being served by number 27 of Berlin. 2 minutes for slashing. That has expired. And so we'll reset, get another 15 minutes on the clock, and begin the second period here momentarily.
Just did that. Literally just did that. Is there a football game going on?
What am I hearing?
She gave me this, but I don't know.
Was it the Buckeye basketball game? Maybe? Out to the side of the net, and that shot goes deflecting up into the rafters.
It keeps. I don't know how to connect to this. AT&T.
Side, Nixon not able to keep it in. And then fighting off a Berlin player, it's Berlin who comes up with the puck. Now into the Warcats zone, that shot goes just wide of the net. Cowan's digging at it near side. Nixon with it. Nixon skating it back in below that goal line. Send it around the boards. Berlin keeping it there at the half wall. Now Berlin now skating it from that corner, sending it across. And that player's got to be shut down. Can't just allow them that kind of. It's 5-on-5, and the Warcats are playing it like they're short-handed. Stolen away there by Collins. Collins uses his speed, gets around one player, but then cleared by Berlin. Shalia sending it back into his own zone. Owen Hood picking it up. Hood sends it up near side Shalia. Shalia then rims it in around the board. Warcats make a few changes. Hassel, David Reiser, Andrew Pollack out there. Crone around him and got a decent shot away on William Carone. David Reiser backhanding it into Berlin's zone. Back to get it. Number 44 for Berlin. Little tug of the jersey there by David Reiser. Nothing doing. Hassel able to get a stick on that. Nicholas Crone trying to send a pass off the boards and didn't get the bounce he was hoping to. Berlin gets it. That shot goes over the net by Berlin. Number 7 for Berlin. Gets it in deep now below that goal line. Harassed there by Cullen Hassel. Berlin still with possession of it. Sending it out in front. It goes just through the crease. And out the near side, David Reisger flips it out of the zone. And the Warcats are going to take icing here. Sean Hunt, Reed Hinton, and Colin Fury, the forwards out there now for the Warcats. Hinton taking that face off. Berlin coming up with it, trying to slide it towards the net, and it's deflected just wide. And then flipped out into the slot area, now taken away by Sean Hunt. Sean Hunt to the blue line. Sends it in. Falls down to his knees. Picks back up. Berlin retreating below their goal line, sending it up along the boards there. Andrew Reisinger. And now it's 2-on-1. A misplay at the blue line by Reisinger. 2-on-1. And that shot, don't know if Carone got a piece of that or not. I believe he did. But Berlin on the golden opportunity and not able to capitalize there. Fury sends the puck in deep and then heads off for a change. Another precarious change by the Warcats. It should be icing, although I think maybe Reisinger got a piece of it. But icing indeed. And so the Warcats going to make a line change and get an offensive zone faceoff. We're going to see Shalia paired out there with Tidd and Collins just as the game started. Nixon and Hood, the blue liner. Shalia stepping in, take the face off. Leaves it there at the dot. Then spinning around, trying to get it towards the net. Loose puck. Shalia again trying to hit it or knock that puck towards the net. And Berlin able to clear the zone. Nixon back to retrieve. Nixon from below his own goal line behind his own net. Nixon goes back behind his net again. And far side comes up to Shalia. Shalia leaves it there for Tidd. It comes back into the zone. Nixon back to Shalia, who chops it out of the zone this time. Berlin has to touch back up before they can enter the zone again. The Berlin player, number 27, bringing it in deep. Owen Hood, good play there to come up with the puck. Tidd trying to chip it to Shalia on an exit pass out of the zone. That's Berlin. Jankowski with the shot. And I believe Carone got a piece of that, too. At the blue line, Berlin. Slipping that back in on Carone. Nixon had trying to pass it up to Collins, stolen immediately by Berlin. Now Berlin still with that puck. There's a shot. That's fought off by Carone and goes over the net. Nixon outmanned by 2 Berlin players in below that goal line, and the result is Berlin coming up with the puck. The Bears still with it, spinning around, now setting it up to the point. There's a shot through traffic. Looks like it hit Owen Hood in front. Save made by Carone on the rebound. Another shot, this time just wide. And now it's Berlin putting all kinds of pressure on the Warcats who cannot get the puck out of the zone. Number 13 for the Bears leaves it there. Nixon trying to get a stick on it. It's stolen away again by Berlin. Now the Warcats sitting back a little bit with tired legs. Shalia now able to pick it off and send it off the glass. And it's going to be icing on the Warcats, but they'll take it. They needed a change. Unfortunate. But they're getting beat to the puck and losing the 50-50 battles against the boards. And that is not a good combination. David Reisinger, Cooper Kleberger, Cullen Hassel out there. Berlin winning that faceoff and then sending a shot right on Corone, who has to save it again. No shots officially for the Warcats this period, according to my unofficial score sheet. Berlin with 7, and we are coming up on 9 minutes to play in the second period.
Sato had the one right off the face-off. It went off of his.
Never made it through. Wickheiser with that puck. Off the board, trying to get up to Cooper Kleberger, but the bounce comes to Berlin and then gloved out of the air by Will Corone. Changes made again here. Now it's going to be Colin Fury, DJ Bridge, and Reed Hinton. Hinton taking that face-off. Berlin starting to win certainly more than their fair share of face-offs now. Around the boards it goes. Berlin able to send it in deep. Now below the Warcats goal line. Sheely trying to fend off one of the Bears. A couple players from each team in over there. Excuse me. Little frog in the throat. Bears win it. Comes into the zone where Andrew Reisinger tries to play that puck. Andrew Reisinger chasing it now far corner, but Berlin getting to it first. Sean Hunt in to help. He digs it free. Shalia with it. He sends a high cross-ice feed up to Cowens. Cowens gloves it out of the air. Now Cowens with it, trying to get around the defender. Sends it right off the side of the net. Berlin able to pick up that loose puck and send it near side. Shalia in the forecheck. He gets it back in deep. Loose puck to Sean Hunt. Sean Hunt trying to feed it towards the net again to the side of the net. All 3 forwards for the Warcats right at the side of that net, but it's Berlin who comes up with the loose puck. And now Berlin skating it out of the zone. Staying on sides. Drop pass. There's a shot. It hits Nicholas Crone in front. And sent around the far side where Shalia gets it. Shalia then cross-ice feed looking for Collins just out of his reach. And as they like to do, Shalia trying to work with Collins to spring him down the ice. Missing that time, though, by quite a few feet. And it's icing as the Warcats have the faceoff come back into their zone at 7:07 remaining of a scoreless second period. Hassel, Pollack, and David Reisinger, I believe, are the 3 forwards. Pollack sends it back to Hood. Hood gets it out of the zone. The Bears send it right back in and touch back up to get on sides. Nixon, first one back to get it. Far side, misses Pollack with the pass right to a Bears player at the blue line who slides it back in deep. Nixon again with it. Now he comes near side. David Reisinger with it. He flips it up the boards, kept in by the Bears. There's a shot. I think a save made by Crone. As the Bears player just skated it off that half wall right in on Corone and didn't miss by much. Another defensive zone face-off. Colin Hassel leaning in to take this one. Hassel stands in, wins the puck back. Owen Hood beating it around, but it's, again, Berlin to that puck first. Now, that Berlin player Poked away from him at the blue line by David Reisinger, and that forces Berlin to have to exit the zone. Now Nixon with it. Nixon with the shot. Save made by Alex Cunningham, who hangs on for the faceoff. And I can't believe the coaches would keep this line out here again for a third faceoff. And indeed, they do change it up. This time going with Tidd, Cooper Kleberger, and Hinton, with Nixon and Hood staying on defense. Taking that faceoff was Hinton, trying to slide it towards the net. Tidd trying to get a forehand on it, couldn't quite get to the puck, and now it's taken away by the Bears. The Bears coming into the Warcat zone. Number 57, centering feed, misses everybody and comes out to Josh Tidd. Tidd on the right side, chips it into the zone, and then chases it down. Tidd shielded off that puck. Berlin comes up with it and exits the zone far side. Back to Ian Shealy. Over to Nixon. Cooper Kleberger, and into the Bears zone it goes. Cycling that back. Cooper Kleberger got to it and then sends it out in front of the net. Picked up by Andrew Reisinger. Shot. Save made there by Cunningham. And the puck goes into the far corner where the Bears are able to get to it and break it out of the zone. Here's the shot. Hits the post by number 86. I believe that's Shankowski. And it's going to be Collins interfered with at the blue line. And the Warcats are going to go back on the power play. And so number 44 for Berlin going to the box. Just the second penalty of the game, both of them to Berlin. So another power play opportunity for the Warcats. They had a good chance. Oh, they're going to change this. So they're going to put, I like what they're doing here. They're putting Hassel on defense. So 4 forwards, 1 defender. But Berlin able to get it out of the zone. Hassel back to get it. So the extra forward is going to be David Reisinger. It's Andrew Reisinger over to Hassel, up to David Reisinger. David Reisinger bringing it on the left side, drop pass to Collins. Collins with it. Collins top of that face-off circle. Gets it in deep now. Collins on the backhand. Collins still skating it around now below that goal line. Sends it up to Andrew Reisinger, back to Collins. Along the far half wall, over to Hassel. Hassel, top of the point. Down low to Shalia. Shalia over to Reisinger. Andrew Reisinger with it. Near side point. Gets it through a couple legs. Taken away by Berlin and then cleared to the blue line. And now Berlin carrying it out of the zone. 2-on-2 coming the other way. Trying to use the defense as a screen. That Berlin player now retreating. Piccioni. And he sends it in where Hassel is able to get to it. And around the boards it comes to Collins. The Warcats have got to go to these pucks a little more forcefully. They're allowing Berlin to get on top of them. That feed over to Andrew Reisinger. Reisinger trying to feed it out in front. And it's cleared by Berlin all the way down into the Warcat zone. Under 4 minutes of play in the second period. Both teams made a few changes. Now Hassel with it behind his own net to Ian Shealy. Up to Bridge. Bridge trying to kick it into the zone. Berlin comes up with it. Berlin with possession. Into the far corner. Now around the boards it comes. Ian Shealy waiting for it at the blue line. Ian Shealy. Onside speed. Nice pass down to Hinton. Shot save made. Rebound attempt. Goes in behind. And actually the save was not made. It was deflected. And then the second attempt went wide of the net. And we're going to have icing as the penalty expired. I thought maybe icing. I think we have a penalty actually. Another interference call coming to Berlin at 3:07. Just as time expired on the penalty, I see the referee's arm go up, thinking that maybe it was going to be an icing call, but it's number 27 again who gets interference. And so the Warcats back to the power play for 2 more minutes. And they're going to go back to Shalia. No, they are not. All right, interesting. So this power play going to consist of Collins, Hassel, and David Reisinger. Ian Shealy and Owen Hood, who just ended the last power play shift. And there's a shot right off the face-off by Cedric Collins. Save made. Hassel again stepping in to take the face-off. This time Berlin gets most of that. It's Eber with it behind his own net. Trying to send a Berlin player down the ice. Stolen by Hassel. Hassel trying to toe drag. And Berlin able to come up with it. And we'll have numbers coming the other way. If they hustle, they decide not to. It's 2-on-2. But Eber shoots that just wide of the net. Now falling on the puck behind the play is a Berlin player who looked like he was in some difficulty. And now we get a whistle. Is it Ian Shealy who's going to go to the box and even things up here? Indeed it is. And so a short-lived power play there for the Warcats is Ian Shealy guilty of tripping behind the play. And so it'll be 4-on-4 for a minute 34. The Warcats are going to send out Hinton and David Reisinger. With Andrew Reisinger and Cooper Kleberger, the two defenders. Berlin sending it out to the slot. Save made there by Will Carone. Under 2.5 to play of the second period. The game remains scoreless. Both teams skating 4-on-4. Reed Hinton wearing number 4, stepping in to take the face-off. Reed Hinton winning the face-off. Back to Andrew Reisinger. Has one Berlin player draped all over him. But Andrew Reisinger is able to get it out of the corner, but taken away by another Berlin player who shoots it just wide of the net. Near side. Played back in by Berlin. Cooper Kleberger. Backhands it to Reisinger. Reisinger from the far corner up to Hinton. Hinton pass to way behind David Reisinger. It looked like he was trying to get a cross-ice feed to David Reisinger. It didn't work out. Jankowski for Berlin sends that puck in deep. Cooper Kleberger back to get it. Leaves it in the corner for Andrew Reisinger. Reisinger then hit up high. Jankowski does play a heavy and often dirty brand of hockey. Number 86 for Berlin. And the Warcats have got to keep an eye on that. I've seen him take a few penalties just in a couple games I've watched him play. Berlin with that puck shot. It hits the mask of Carone in front. Turnaround shot, save made. Under a minute and a half to go in the second period. David Reisinger able to force that puck out and heading off the ice. And this is going to catch the Warcats in a bit of a line change. Now, still 4-on-4. Now Berlin on an abbreviated power play. Shalia with it. Didn't realize that maybe that power play was happening for Berlin. Could have cleared it down the ice. And now a funky little turnaround shot gets in against Carone, as it looked like it kind of got caught up in Carone's equipment. And some tired legs out there at the end of that. And that's going to be a power play goal for Berlin with just under a minute to play in the second period. 55 seconds, in fact. And now the Warcats' bold strategy again, trying to play with one less player than they're allowed. End up evening it back up. Shalia, Collins, and Hassel. Face-off won by Shalia, but again splits the defense, so Wickizer having to go back and get it from his own zone. Wickizer over to Nixon, up to Collins. 45 seconds remaining in the period. Collins trying to get it ahead to Hassel. Stolen away by Berlin. In behind that goal line. Berlin still with it. Warcats trying to get to it. Shalia looking to get on the forecheck. Under 30 seconds remaining in the second period. Berlin still in their own zone and now able to exit, bringing it through the neutral zone is that Berlin player. Now he takes a shot that Carone needs to save. Carone's been very active this period. 10 seconds remaining. Puck to the Warcats blue line. 5 seconds. Offside's going to be called at the blue line on Berlin with 4 seconds now remaining of this second period. And a late goal, power play goal scored by Berlin, is going to give Berlin most likely the second period point. Obviously, it's given them the lead, which is really the most important part. And so the second period comes to an end where it saw the Warcats with just 4 shots on goal. 13 for Berlin. Berlin out shooting the Warcats 22-10 at this point, and now leading on the scoreboard 1-0 at the end of 2 periods of play. So we're going to take a short break as they resurface the ice. And we'll be back with SammyVision in the third period momentarily. No players coming back on the ice now to start the third period. Berlin with the 1-0 lead with a goal in the final minute of the second period off of an abbreviated power play. And kind of a dirty goal, just in by the side of the net, sliding the puck towards the crease and just deflected, I think, off of Will Caron's own pads and snuck in behind him as he's looking to slide across the crease. The Warcats certainly finding trouble scoring. We're going to win this game with 0 goals, so I think that's the message. Is we got to produce and generate some offense.
He's got a migraine. Okay. I'm hoping he'll be back for tonight.
So, the Warcats stretching out a little bit.
What's that? Yeah.
The ice resurfaced and dumped a lot of water on the ice between periods as it was working, and so the beginning of this period may be interesting to see if the puck kind of sticks in some of those wet spots as the ice continues to try and dry. But we will start the third period. Berlin up 1-0. And the Warcats again with work to do. And the Warcats start with Hassel, Hinton, and David Reisinger. And I wonder if the coach is trying to match lines. There's a shot that goes just wide of the net by Berlin. Berlin from the corner. That puck is deflected by David Reisinger, now back into the corner. Stepping in to get that is Hassel, but Berlin comes up with it. Number 18, DeChristopher from the blue line. Spin around attempt there. Goes to the far wall. Hinton backhands it up towards the blue line. Berlin able to keep it in. Hassel then takes it away. Around the boards, rimming it around very hard. It's going to come all the way down the ice for icing, in fact. As Hassel is just trying to get the puck out of the zone to some space. The faceoff's going to come down into the Warcat zone. Shalia, Collins, and Cooper Kleberger now, the winger, on that line. They've tried a few different combinations with Collins and Shalia. Shalia stepping in to take the face-off. Poked away there by Andrew Reisinger. Now Shalia gets it around the boards to Collins. Collins back to the corner. Spins away from the corner. Plays it up to Shalia. Who's able to skate it out of the zone, but taken away by Berlin. Number 3 for Berlin. There's a shot that whistles wide of the net. Collins picks it up and maybe needing to chip it off the boards there to get it up out of the zone. And again, Collins trying to get it up along this near side. Cooper Kleberger with it to Shalia, not center ice. Shalia skates it into the zone. He winds up and shoots that just wide of the net. And Berlin able to exit the zone again. Ian Sheely back to defend. Trying to get around Sheely is that Berlin player. He skates it all the way behind the net. And then the far corner, now back up to the blue line. Backhanded in by number 13 for Berlin. Sheely plays it off the end boards to himself and then has his pocket picked. Sheely gets it back from in the corner. Berlin coming out with it. There's a shot. Goes just wide of the net from the top, or from the slot area there in front of the net. And didn't miss by much. Shalia now rims it around the boards. And Collins able to get to it, and he ices it. So the play's been down in the Warcats' end. And it's been 2 icings to start this third period. It doesn't bode well. Hard to generate offense that way. And again, the breakout seems to be eluding the Warcats. Josh Tidd, Reed Hinton, and Colin Fury, the forwards. Owen Hood back on defense with the puck. Has it played away from him as he was trying to skate it over towards Bryce Wickheiser. Berlin with it. Behind the Warcats goal. Out in front, side of the net. And it's cleared out to the blue line, but kept in by the Bears. Sliding that puck through the crease. Coming out near side. Now stepping into his man was Bryce Wickheiser. Hinton played off that puck. And back to the blue line where the Bears shoot that puck. Deflected. Hit the body in front. Another shot that goes wide of the net. And Berlin looking to put even more pressure on the Warcats. The Warcats cannot get the puck out of their zone. The Bears shoot and score. Absolutely exactly what should happen. And the Bears take a 2-0 lead. And that is no doubt about it. That's going to happen. That's 3 shifts in a row the Warcats could not get the puck out of their own zone. And now Hassel, Pollack, and David Reisinger take to the ice. With Nixon and Whaley defending. With David Reisinger with the puck. Dumps it in. And Hassel goes and gives chase. Comes up near side. Here's an example of a breakout right there. And Berlin breaks it out and gets past both defenders. Shot goal scored! Absolutely abusing Nixon and Whaley on defense. And it's 3-0 Berlin. And the third period blues continue for these Warcats. Shalia Collins and now DJ Bridge out there. And Berlin immediately with possession. Again, right off the face-off. Shalia back to get it. Sends it high off the glass. Hit with a high stick by Berlin. No call. Actually, the far referee waved it off. Shalia able to get it up the bridge. Bridge now 1-on-2. He backhands it in deep. Berlin back to get that puck. Now from the corner. Collins with it. Collins trying to dance it out of the corner. They had a little window there to give it to Bridge, but that closed quickly. He cycles it down to Bridge. Bridge sends it out in front, but nobody there. Shalia is actually on the post, but that pass came scorching out in front. Sheely back to get it. To Collins. Collins shoots it from center ice. Right on. And Berlin able to get it out of the zone again. There's a backhand. It goes wide of the net. Colin Fury trying to skate it up out of his zone, absorbing a hit. And now Fury and Hinton and Hunt out there. Chopped in by Fury. Dumped out by Berlin. 1-on-2. There's a shot glove save by Will Carone. He hangs on for a whistle. And in the first 4 minutes and 50 seconds of this period, it has been all Berlin, both on the ice and on the scoreboard. 2 goals, back-to-back shifts. And Berlin now extending their lead 3-0. Now it's Hinton, Shalia, and Hunt. As Fury, after taking that check, I think went to the bench to kind of recollect himself. The puck rolls all the way in on Will Carone, who hangs on for another faceoff. 9:51 remaining. And face-off taken there. It's going to be Hassel, Collins, and David Reisinger. And again, the coach is looking for any combination that's going to work. See if this is the one. From the corner, Berlin still with the puck. There's a shot. It goes in behind the goal line, picked up by none other than Berlin. Up along that far side, Collins. Hits it off the boards to himself. Comes out near side now off the glass. A funny bounce off the glass. The puck went nowhere. Just a dead piece of the glass. Now Collins back with it. Collins in the Berlin zone. There's a shot steered aside by Alex Cunningham. From the corner, Berlin cycles it back in below the goal line. No pressure really other than Collins is up on the play a little bit. But another easy exit for Berlin out of the zone. Nixon trying to poke it free from that Berlin player. There's a shot that from quite a bit of distance, and now it's going to be icing again on the Warcats. 3 icings in the third period. 8:43 remaining. Shalia Hinton and Cooper Kleber, the forwards. The puck comes around the boards. Hinton able to get enough of it to send it out. And so the Warcat strategy, it seems to be just keep it out of their zone as much as they can, send it up the ice. And if they can do that for another 8.5 minutes, they'll only lose this game 3-0. Centering feed for Berlin. Backhands it towards the net. Rebound. It comes. And it's shot just wide of the net. Cooper Kleber, they're trying to feed it to Owen Hood, but Berlin again steals it and gets it back in deep. Chase Nixon with it. Brings it around the boards to Cooper Kleber. Cooper Kleber retreats into his own zone. And we're going to have a penalty here on Berlin again. Interference, perhaps, or roughing. It is roughing behind the play. And Warcats are going to go back on a power play. Number 86 for Berlin. I think that's Jankowski going to the box. Hassel, David Reisinger, and Cedric Collins out there on the power play. For the Warcats with Reisinger and Sheely on the blue line. Hassel taking that face off. David Reisinger shot goes over the net. And Collins is absolutely blasted at the blue line, and he is down on the ice. And he's holding his head. I hope he's going to be okay. It's about as big of a hit as I've seen Cedric Collins take. And I thought he was going to deliver the hit. He pops back up. It looks like he's going to be okay. And now the referee's conferring what they're going to call here. It was a big hit, though. I didn't see what number of the truck was that hit Collins. But whomever it was, he is in the box. And Captain Andrew Reisner trying to get an explanation. And believe it or not, Berlin, as most teams probably do, but are trying to argue the point at their bench. And I think they're arguing that it's going to be an extra penalty. The referee calling that right away. And so the bench area, the penalty box area is starting to fill up a little bit for Berlin. But they're a commanding lead of this game, 3-0. 7:44 remaining in the third period. And have carried the play. Certainly the second half of this game. And this is it was a 5-minute. So that's number 27's third and fourth penalties because there'll be 2 assessed there. And he spent a lot of time in the box. He'll be in the box the rest of the game, obviously. The Warcats are going to go 5-on-3. for a full minute 48 seconds. And they're going to go with Shalia, Collins, Reisinger, Hassel, and Reisinger. And you just got to get the one goal here. You know, you're not going to score 3 on one shot, but you got to generate some offense. They got to show that they can make something happen here. And let's see what happens. And Shalia taking the face off, spinning around, getting it to David Reisinger, over to Andrew Reisinger. Cullen Hassel with it. Hassel saucers it over to Andrew Reisinger. Andrew Reisinger plays it off the board to Shalia. He winds up. Shot at the side of the net. Deflected. Comes back to the point for Hassel. Hassel down to Andrew Reisinger. Across ice to Shalia. He shoots again. Goal scored. Hamburger. Sato Shalia. It took 5-on-3, but they were able to finally find the back of the net. And the Warcats now trail this game 3-1. They'll remain on the power play as the major penalty, the 5 minutes that was just assessed at number 27. And players in the penalty box are being told to put their helmets on as they have to do so. The Warcats are going to remain on the power play for another 4:37 and see if they can get something going here now. 4-on-3. Passing it behind his own goal, up the Reisinger. Reisinger falls down, but is able to get it to Hassel. Over to Andrew Reisinger. Andrew Reisinger brings it into the zone. Andrew Reisinger still with it. Cross-ice speed, he's looking for Collins, maybe Shalia even. David Reisinger trying to get to that puck. It's Berlin that was able to get a piece of it. Kept in now, though, by the Warcats. Loose puck, Shalia to it, and then gets it down to Collins from the corner. Collins trying to get around one man. He's got to get the puck off of his stick, and he does. David Reisinger now battling with his man. Behind the play, Collins is still down on the ice. He pops back up finally. Now goes in behind the net. Collins trying to get to it. He does, using his body as a screen. But the Bears able to get it out of the zone. Now 1-on-1, 7 versus 7. It's crushed. Shot and a save made. The trailer for Berlin coming in. And that was Eber with the shot for Berlin. Save made by Will Carone. Has good vision by number 7 for Berlin to see that Eber was trailing the play. It looked like it was just 1-on-1, but filling in was the extra Berlin player. Now the Warcats go to power play unit number 2. It's Hinton, Bridge, and Josh Tidd. Berlin gets it to the blue line where Hinton deflects it and loses it. Ian Sheely able to get back on it, recovering, trying to keep Berlin from something shorthanded. Owen Hood over to Hinton. Hinton trying to pass it to DJ Bridge, who abandoned his spot there at the blue line. I don't know if he thought maybe Hinton was going to try and bring the puck in, or regardless, an errant pass then results in icing on the power play. And so the coaches are going to take a timeout here, and I think it's maybe to get power play unit number 1 back out there fully rested with 3:09 remaining in the power play. 5:53.
Buckeyes are winning 43-28.
Oh, against Illinois? Let's see. I'll reset this. 3:09 on the power play for the Warcats. 5:53 remaining in the third period. Berlin leading this game 3-1. The Warcats finally getting on the board on a 5-on-3 power play goal. Shalia able to put it past Alex Cunningham with assist by Cullen Hassel and Andrew Reisinger. So let's see after that timeout who comes back out onto the ice. It is going to be, it's a little different. It's going to be Hinton, Shalia, David Reisinger, with Andrew Reisinger and Cullen Hassel defending. So again, that extra forward in the form of Hassel. And then I just can't understand. There's a face-off win by the Warcats and then sent down the ice right to Berlin. Now retreating back behind his own goal is Hassel. Up to Hinton. Hinton spinning away and leaving it there for Andrew Reisinger. Andrew Reisinger through the neutral zone. Andrew Reisinger brings it in. Andrew Reisinger still with it. Here's a shot trying to go up high on Alex Cunningham, and it comes out. And now Berlin's going to have a breakaway. Shorthanded breakaway. 2-0. Shot goes wide of the net. Going to the backhand was number 7. He actually had Eber, number 37, with him again. And Berlin filling off this penalty. Still 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go on it. Bridge chips it up to David Reiser. David Reiser ridden off the puck. Hood from distance deflection goes up over the net. That didn't miss by much, that deflection. DJ Bridge with it. Spinning away at the blue line and backhands it into the chest of a Berlin player. Owen Hood has to poke it back down towards Berlin's zone. Certainly doesn't look like DJ Bridge almost taking that puck away, but as I say, this doesn't look like a power play at this point anymore. Berlin with that puck again now in the Warcat zone, spinning away from Owen Hood. Josh Tidd trying to get back there and help. It's poked at by Sheely. The Berlin player using his. On the power play, the puck comes to DJ Bridge. He just sweeps it out of the zone. There's nobody up ahead of the play. Who's the puck going to? Now comes off a Colin Fury's skate. Josh Tidd with it. Tidd brings it in his own, leaves it for Shalia. Shalia has the puck deflect way up in the air, and then a bouncing puck just comes over Shalia's stick. And Berlin able to exit the zone again into the Warcat zone. There's a shot. The save has to be made by Will Carone. Shalia with the puck from the corner up to Ian Sheely. Ian Sheely to Shalia. Shalia cross-ice feed to Collins. Collins off his skate. Gets it in the rest of the way. 30 seconds remaining on the power play. Just over 3 to go in the third period. And again, Berlin able to clear the ice and clear the zone. Cullen Hassel with it. Hassel through neutral ice with speed. Hassel still with it, trying to split the defenders. Wasn't able to. Gets the puck in deep, trying to kick at it. Is a Berlin player, and then nobody else there. The Warcats have got to swarm the puck when it comes loose like that. Berlin able to get to it and clear the zone, and now the penalty has expired, and both teams are skating at full strength. So 1 goal on the 5-on-3. Nothing the rest of the way for the Warcats. This game remains 3-1 Berlin with 2.5 to play. And now number 7 is skating through all the Warcat players and ends up putting a shot near the crease. Flipped out of the zone by the Warcats. Chopped down by David Reiser. Comes right to Berlin's player number 3 at the blue line, looking to get it across to number 7. Wasn't able to connect. Berlin still with possession now in the Warcat zone. Collins has it played away from him. Nixon trying to get to it. Berlin still with possession in the Warcat zone and up by 2 goals. There's a shot. It hits Bryce Rickizer in front, looking for it on the Warcats. It finally gets knocked down, and Berlin right there to pick it back up again. Turnaround shot. I think Carone got a piece of that. Nixon trying to dance with that puck in his own end. Now gets it over to Wickizer. 1.5 minutes remaining. Wickizer. And the Warcats are just too many individual efforts here. Trying to skate it out of their own zone. Not looking for the pass. And when they're not skating out of their zone, they're just sending it down the ice. There's got to be something in between those two things. Cooper Kleberger with it. It's taken away by a Berlin player and then held on by Carone. The only have to watch a minute 7 more of this. And then we could go on about our day until the game later tonight. Berlin taking the timeout now, trying to prolong things a little bit. Well, things don't get any easier for the Warcats to play Talawanda tonight at the Dublin Chiller. I believe Talawanda already played the Berlin team and beat them. But anything can happen. We'll see. Leah Hassel, Collins, David Reisinger, Andrew Reisinger out there. Face off won by the Warcats. David Reisinger trying to skate it on his own, sent back in by Berlin. It's Hassel. Up to Collins. Collins leaves it for Shalia. Shalia skating it up, dumping it in, and giving chase under a minute to play in the third period. Berlin to that puck first. High off the glass. Bouncing puck comes right to the Berlin player. They're able to escape the zone. Now in behind the play was number 37 for Berlin, but the puck never came across them. Now Andrew Reisinger sends Jankowski down to the ice. Up to Shalia to neutralize. He absorbs the check, sends it in the rest of the way under 30 seconds to play. Berlin behind their own net. Shalia going after him. Berlin far side. Gets it to the blue line where Hassel picks it up. Hassel brings it to the blue line to David Reisinger. And then a dirty hit by Jankowski trying to go up high on Shalia. There's a shot by Cowan. Save made there by Cunningham. Cowan's now leaning into his man. David Reisinger going after it. 5 seconds remaining. Trying to dig it free is Berlin. Berlin now getting it to the blue line and out. And Olentangy Berlin winning this game 3-1. Both teams scoring 1 power play goal. 2 even strength goals for Berlin. The difference, 6 shots on goal for Berlin that period. 28 total for Berlin for the game. The Warcats got 6 shots on goal that period. One of them going in on the 5-on-3 power play goal by Shalia. 16 shots total for the Warcats that game. 16 for the Warcats, 28 for Olentangy Berlin. 3-1 Berlin wins this game. And the win going to our old friend Alex Cunningham for Berlin. Will Carone suffering the loss 3-1. Warcats hockey be back with you again tonight. They take on Talawanda from Dublin Chiller. SammyVision with Sam Shalia signing off.